I will be excluding Jungle Queen, seeing that she had no changes because she's a new hero. Starting off with Diva, her health has increased from 300 to 450, and her armor has decreased from 300 to 200, giving us a 650 health bar, which has been increased by 50 health from Overwatch 1's health to Overwatch 2 health. Her movement penalty has been decreased from 50% to 40%, so she moves faster while shooting, which is a buff. Her weapon spread has gone from 4 to 3.5 degrees, which means the smaller the weapon spread, the more accuracy. So I guess we'll be taking that as a buff. Moving on to Doomfist, his health, he has now changed from a damage or DPS to a tank, which he has been giving a health increase from 250 to 450, which is a 200 health increase, which is massive. His primary has gone from 6 pellets to 5 pellets, which is a nerf. His ammo regen is gone from 0.65 milliseconds to 4 milliseconds per pellet. His rocket punch has been nerfed, or his rocket punch has gone from 500 to 100 damage to 15 to 30 damage, which is a massive nerf for you Doomfist players. His power block reduces 90% of the damage taken, which has replaced his uppercut. Moving on to Arissa, aka the horse. Her health has increased from 200 to 250, and her armor has stayed the same from Overwatch 1, which was 250, giving her a 50 health increase, which is 500 health. Her fortify speed has decreased by 20%, which is a nerf, so she does move slower while she's in fortify by 20%. Her duration of her fortify has increased. There. Her fortify reduces the heat by 50%, because now she does not need to reload. She has a heat. Her gun heats up the more you use it, but it cools down if you're not using it, which her fortify reduces that heat by 50%. Moving on to Reinhardt. His health has increased from 300 to 350, and his armor has increased from 200 to 300, which give us Reinhardt plays a 150 health increase. He has now 2 fire strikes. His charge is a lot more, well, I'd call it a lot more, or you can move it a lot more. I don't know the word for it, sorry. And now it does have a cancel now, which is very good. Moving on to Roadhog, the fatty. He hasn't got much changes in Overwatch 2 other than his health being increased from 600 to 700, and his healing factor has gone from 300 to 350. Moving on to Sigma. Sigma's health has increased from 400 to 350. His shield has increased from 100 to 250, which is a 200 damage, 200 health increase. His rock's damage has increased from 70 to 100 damage, which is very nice. And his shield barrier regen has decreased from 120 to 100 per second, which is a nerf. Now moving on to Monkey, aka the Winston.
Hey.
His health has increased from 300 to 350, and his armor has stayed the same at 200, which gives you a 550 health bar. He now does have a secondary charge, which has a 30 meter range and does up to 50 damage. It will cost your ammo 20 bullets. Now moving on to Hamster. Hamster's health has increased from 600 to 700, which makes him a tanky breed just like a hog. His armor has increased from 100 to 150, which will, yes, equal to 700. I'm sorry if I explained it wrong earlier. His shield has increased from 75 to 100 per opponent, which will take you up to, I think it's 1,200 health, which is very big. Now moving on to Zarya, who has absolutely dominated competitive. Her health has increased from 200 to 250, and her shield has stayed the same at 200. Her barrier cooldown, also her barrier cooldown per barrier is 10 seconds now. But now they've added where you can bubble yourself twice. But they'll say you bubble yourself once, you can bubble someone else once, but you cannot bubble the same person for 2 seconds. Now that is all the tank changes for Overwatch 2. I will do another video about damage changes and also healer changes, but for now we will go with tank. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one.